Hi everybody, Pastor Paul here, and sorry I have not put out any videos for a few weeks. I've been really sick and I'm sorry. Still don't feel that great, but I've been trying to muddle through with everything I got to get done out here. You know, there was a time I tried to keep track of every little thing that's going on in the world. It didn't matter if it was in Russia or New Zealand or anything, you know, I kept track. Now, not so much. Not so much. And a lot of reasons for that. But so apparently now we've got these Black Lives Matter, Black Panther types, you know, acting up. They're all a bunch of jerks, okay? And you might say, oh, what a racist, but not even close. I'll get to that. And then you've got the white power pukes, you know, the crazy freaking Nazi skinhead types. Bunch of idiots, all of them. Both sides of the agenda. You know, I sometimes ask myself, what kind of an idiot joins a group, you know? You know, you think about like, you know, I joined a group, you know. I belong to the Calico Cat Club. We love calicos. We don't like strays. We don't like skinless. We don't like Persians. We just like calicos. Bunch of idiots join groups. Let me tell you something. When you were born, you automatically joined a group, okay? You joined the community of life. You joined humanity. And most people seeing this were born in America. So automatically you belong to three groups. You're an American, you belong to the human race, and you belong to the community of life. What else could you ask for? But you've got these idiots on both sides of the agenda, and they are idiots. And I'm sure people like Soros are funding both sides of the equation just to stir up trouble, because let's not forget, back in the late 90s, he said his biggest goal was to collapse America. And the way you do that is you start causing strife from within. But I'm going to make a challenge to these, you know, Black Lives Matter type people. Name somebody, a white person, that you would lay down your life for. Somebody you don't know. I can do it off the top of my head. You've got Alan Keyes, Alan West, Les Brown, Eric Thomas. There's a physicist in California, right? His name is Clifford V. Johnson. I would lay down my life for this guy because he's brought more to the human race than I ever could, okay? Then you've got somebody like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Great scientist, and he's done a lot to promote science, okay? Now, I don't know him too well, except when he did the reboot of Carl Sagan's Cosmos, there was definitely an undertone of anti-Christianity. But you see, I lay down my life for this guy because he's promoted science in a great way. He's done more than I could do. And see, my God is not just the God of good little Christian boys and girls. My God is the God of spooky science at a distance. You know, quantum entanglement. My God is the God of, you know, the quantum enigma, you know. There was a time in my life when I had a huge falling out with God. And I recaptured my love and faith in God through a few things. One was Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and the other one was nature, the community of life. And then I started to realize how insignificant and yet how special we all are. All right, so I said that. There's a few people that have donated, and I really, really appreciate it. You know, Gilbert, John, you are a gift and a blessing. You know, Lawrence, thank you. I really need everybody's help out here, you know. The Homeless Veterans Wilderness Retreat is going to work, and I'm going to help make it work. I'm going to make it work, trust me. But I need your help. This week I'm going to be building a jig that's going to help me get a lot more work done. And I'll show it on my next video, the jig that I built and how I'm going to go about milling and stuff. Okay, what else is on my mind? Because sometimes I got a feeling, I feel like saying, you know, this is my little corner of pissing off the pastor, okay? You know, I remember one time when President George W. Bush, right? Friggin' Bush. when he said Islam is the religion of peace. That's a bunch of bullshit, okay? I'm calling it like it is, okay? Now, let's think about this very, very clearly, because this is important. I want you people to start educating yourself, start reading, start watching documentaries, read. Start associating with people better than you, smarter than you. Learn from people. Okay, picture this. Jesus Christ right now is on earth, okay? He's on earth, and he's doing his ministry, okay? What would happen to Jesus? Well, the worst that could happen in this day and age is they'd probably say, "So, Son of God, performing miracles, huh? Why don't you come talk to us? Now we got some people in white jackets that just want to make sure you're okay. We want to talk to you." That could happen, okay? But if Muhammad was alive today, Muhammad would be in prison for child rape and molestation, for murder, for robbery. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Now, I'm about to tell you a story, okay? And this really upsets me, but I want you people to stop thinking about this. I know a person who's an officer in the military. When he was in Iraq, he had his staff, and he had an interpreter, and he had his counterparts in the Iraqi army. Now, they would meet and go over stuff, but sometimes it would be a little social. They'd drink tea, they'd talk. And one day, the interpreter says, they want to know how many people Jesus killed. Now, this officer was like, what? Yeah, they want to know how many people Jesus killed. And he's like, but Jesus didn't kill anybody. No. Now, think about this. They were confused. They said, we don't understand. Jesus is your great prophet, your great spiritual leader. You look up to Jesus as your God. You know, Muhammad killed thousands and thousands of people, so we don't understand how your Jesus couldn't have killed anybody, because Muhammad's a great warrior. He's a great murderer is what he is, right? And they always got to say this. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet, and Muhammad is without sin. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Read the Quran and read the Hadith, okay? That doesn't get as much airplay as it should. Read the Hadith, okay? It just gets, it pisses off the pastor when people don't educate themselves, okay? They just hear somebody say, Islam is the religion of peace. Now, you can take parts of Christianity, okay, things that have done by people, by humans, okay, in the name of Christianity, that is horrific. That's understandable. You can say, oh, that's awful, that's terrible, that's a sin. Yes, but it wasn't Christ doing those things. You know, everybody knows that Mecca is one of the holiest places in Islam. Oh, one of the holiest places. Okay, ask yourself this. Why is it one of the holiest places? Well, it's one of the freaking holiest places because that's one of the places where Muhammad committed his greatest atrocity, okay? He was, first of all, he got a lot of money and a lot of power because he would attack the caravans that were going in between Mecca and Medina, okay? He eventually took control of Medina, and if there's anybody that wants to say I'm wrong, you know, send me a message, all right? Put a little message in there for me, okay? So, he tried a few times to attack Mecca, okay? Now, Mecca, if you want to know where they have the Hajj, the holy place, it's basically just a meteorite that fell out of the sky, and it's where the pagans used to have basically a festival, a ritual, yearly. So, Muhammad's attacking Mecca. He's not making any headway there, okay? So, what he does is he comes to a peace treaty. He signs a peace treaty with Mecca. Now, this is brilliant, right? Because it was all a lie. Okay, Muhammad was lying, and his military advisors said, what are you doing signing a peace agreement? The agreement was really simple. We will have peace, but next year we want to come to the festival. Okay, so basically the bottom line is Muhammad has a false peace. He lies to the people of Mecca. He goes to this great festival with his army, but they're really peaceful, right? And they spread throughout Mecca. Okay? At the appointed hour, they attack. They slaughter every man, woman, and child, and the ones they don't slaughter, they put into slavery. Okay? So, that is how Mecca became one of the holiest sites of Islam. Now, I say Muhammad was a pedophile. He was a child molester. That is a fact. Again, if Muhammad was alive today, he'd be in prison for so many crimes. If Jesus was alive today, and he is alive in everything you look at, and he's alive in all of us. But if he was here performing his ministry, he would not be in prison. He wasn't committing crimes. Muhammad was. Ask a Muslim. Ask. And if they're honest, they'll tell you, because this is all facts. This is not stuff I'm making up. You know, this wasn't during the time of Christ. This was during the time when they were writing everything down, okay? We know exactly what Muhammad said because they wrote it down, verbatim, as it was being said. Okay, so, his youngest wife was Aisha. I may have said her name wrong, but when I read things, I pronounce it my own way. So, his youngest wife was 6 years old. And according to the Hadith, right, he consummated his marriage with Aisha when he was 54 and she was 9, okay? By any standard, that's child molestation. But the Muslims will tell you right off the bat, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet, and Muhammad is without sin. They have to say that because all he did his whole freaking life was sin. And I don't mean just sin on a glorious basis. I mean, the guy was evil. He kills so many people, okay? Jesus didn't. Gandhi didn't. Mother Teresa didn't. Buddha didn't, okay? Just keep that in mind, okay? We're dealing with an enemy whose leader was an evil, evil human being. That's it, okay? Now let's get back to the Homeless Veterans Wilderness Retreat. I vented. I had to vent. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, okay? I'm going to keep on venting and stop. I'm going to keep pointing stuff out, okay? That's just the way it is. Now, I really need your help at the Homeless Veterans Wilderness Retreat. I really, really need your donations. I've already told you. Listen, guys, watch the few videos I posted, okay? This is important to me, but I can't do it without you, okay? I cannot do it without you. Please help.